Hi, and welcome to Cooking in Mike's Backyard. Today I'm going to show you how to make beef ribs. Okay, these are called beef plate ribs. They're not like the regular ribs you buy at a store. First of all, they're a lot longer. On top of that, they have a lot more meat on them. Normally, the bones you buy at a grocery store, because the ribeye steaks sit up here, when the butcher goes to cut the ribeyes off, he cuts as close to the bone as he can and creates valleys in between these ribs, so there's very little meat on the racks of beef ribs you buy at the grocery store. So you can get these online, or you get them at a butcher shop. You probably have to special order them, but if you gotta do beef ribs, this is the way to go. All right, the first thing we need to do is clean off the fat and the silver skin. The ribs are really well marbled inside, so you can cut off all this fat and still have pretty juicy ribs. Now once you've got the fat cut off, what remains is this thing called silver skin. And what you want to do is just put your sharp pointed knife underneath and just slide it out. You want to try to make sure that you're cutting off as little meat as possible. You want to cut this silver skin off because it makes the meat pretty tough to bite through. And what I'll do is I'll slide my knife between the meat and the silver skin and slice it, but I'll tilt the knife blade up so that it cuts against the silver skin and it cuts off as little meat as possible. Okay, so after you get this side cleaned up, got the silver skin off and the fat, looks really good. I'm gonna flip it over to the other side and show you. There's a membrane back here. Now on pork ribs, you remove the membrane. In beef ribs, you keep it on because if you pull it off, all the meat's gonna fall apart because it's such a long, slow cook. So leave that side untrimmed and leave that membrane on there. Now to season these, we're gonna keep it pretty simple. We're just gonna start out with some salt. And just sprinkle salt all over the meat. Make sure to get the edges. Pretty good coat. Now after you get it salted, I have a mixture here of paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and pepper in equal parts. And we're just gonna sprinkle the top here. Pat it in. Make sure to get the sides. And we're gonna let that rest for about a half hour. Okay, we got the smoker fired up. It's at 300 degrees. We're smoking with pecan today. All right, the ribs have been in for about 3 hours now. It's time to check them and pull them out and wrap them up. Okay, so the ribs are looking really good. It's time to wrap them up. We're gonna add some beef base to make sure to soften the meat up, and we're gonna put them back in the smoker. I'm doing this in a pan because I don't want the beef base to spill out. I'm also double wrapping it in foil so that the bones don't cut through the aluminum foil. All right, so now that they're all wrapped up, we're gonna put them back in the smoker at 300 degrees for about 2 to 3 hours. We're gonna cook for an internal temperature of 200 degrees. Okay, so the ribs have been in the smoker for about 2.5 hours wrapped up. It's time to unwrap them and see how they're doing. Okay, these are looking really good. It's very tender. We're at 197. That's close enough. The meat is really tender. So now we're gonna wrap these back up and then wrap them in a blanket and let them rest for about 30 minutes. The ribs have been resting now for 30 minutes. It's time to open them up and see how they look. Okay, these look fantastic. So we're gonna cut them and see how they look inside. Oh yeah, perfect. It's got a nice smoke ring. They're really juicy. Oh, those look great. Oh. Oh my God, these look so good. I gotta try one. Now another name for plate rib is dinosaur bone. And I see why. Wow, let's take a bite. Oh, man, that's great. Wow. Yeah. These are perfect. Okay, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit subscribe or the like button or both. I'm posting videos as often as I can. Have a good day.